What are you doing?
I'm commentating F4 for my
Setting
own
up for the
sanity.
drift of dreams.
This fucking Mercedes.
Oh. Thank you, Jaden. Oh my wet god. It is very, very, very wet in F4. This will not be fun. This will not be pretty. Alex Theodore might be dead because we have not seen nor heard of the man all day. Anyway. As we have one shot quality for it. Oh god, everyone's retiring already. I don't even know who to write. Who are these people? I don't know any of these people. I don't commentate this here. Tub Toaster. All right, Tub Toaster. What can you do? Oh, she goes drifts around Chapel there. All right, Mr. Tub Toaster. What can you do in the Mercedes in F4? As we have 15 drivers on the grid today. F3 is currently live at the moment as well. No stream tonight as Sweaty Chicken serving his qualifying ban. And David, well, he was atop there for a second. Who is this Fred guy? Let's find out who you are in the Red Bull. Freddie Hamilton. Maybe a long lost relative of Lewis Hamilton. As Charlie Gordon has retired from the session. And the McLarens still batting it out here in F4. They decided to hold hands just a little while longer, David and Mark. As David going into the final chicane here. Drifting his way around the corners onto the Lewis Hamilton straight. And it is going to be a Freddie Hamilton pole. Hamilton on pole in Silverstone for the sprint. I am just deflated here. I couldn't give a shit tonight, to be honest. As that is qualifying done. 10 drivers set a time, 5 didn't. So it's Freddie on pole, David, then Mark, then New Shape Mabs, Maritab Ali. Wonder who he'll kill in this race in 4th. Aaron Stone in 5th. Jaden Carpenter in 6th. Jaden, what are you doing all the way down there? No, that was Dean Stone, sorry. Aaron Stone is in 7th. Louis Saligero 8th. The Tub Toaster in 9th. Bjorn in 10th. Only a solid 4.8 seconds off the time. Sweaty Chicken, Dowd, Carl, I didn't see the last one. I didn't see the last one. I think Remco's been nothing. Whatever, yeah. Top 15. Sprint coming up. Doesn't look to be raining here. Overcast. So we'll see how that pans out. Silverstone, one of those tracks where degradation isn't too high. So you softs can go about 12-15 laps. as there is 5 red lights about to be on the track in the sprint for F4. We are Ram Racing. Freddie Hamilton gets away, looks to be pretty strong here. He's got away ahead of David. Further down the field, no chaos just yet. Everyone seems to be gliding away quite nicely there. Jaden Carpenter and Tubster fighting Luis Aligero. Mark Anderson and David fighting for P2. Aaron Stone and Luis now fighting for P8 further down the field. Everyone looks to be okay just for the moment. No chaos as of yet, no DNFs as of yet, no damage as yet. There's a bit of contact between the Alpine and the Merc of Luis and Aaron. As they go down the straight here into Luffield. Oh, one of the Alpines goes miles off the track. That's going to cost him a good bit of time. Freddie Hamilton, though, in the Red Bull. Hamilton in the Red Bull, it's a weird thing to say. Leading the way down the old pit straight into Copse Corner. This is exactly where I was sat last year for the race. But anyway, so Maritab Ali very close to the back of the Tubbs Toaster here. Make sure you don't miss your braking point. There's Jaden Carpenter getting overtaken by Aaron Stone. Down the hanger straight. Interestingly enough here, everyone is going to be probably on the soft tires. No, David on the mediums. So he wants the race to come to him. The rest of the field electing to... Jaden's ghosted. And Freddie does set the fastest lap of the race so far. However, he is closely chased by the Papaya duo. So this race being a bit of a mirror image of real life at the moment in some respects. A Red Bull and 2 McLarens. As Mark is tapping the gearbox there, the diffuser of Freddie's car, and almost causing chaos. Everyone's still very close here as DRS is activated, and Mark Anderson will go up to P1. David Ann closely in pursuit of the Red Bull. Almost making contact with the gearbox there as well. As the race begins to settle down here, and David up to P2 there, overtaking Freddie. Maritab with a 3-second time penalty for track limits. It's only lap 2. Dean Stone now in the Williams as Mark sets the fastest lap. Dean sets the fastest lap. The yellow flag in sector 3 with green flags now. Oh, not a whole lot happening here. The 2 Mercedes are coming close together. Is Charlie Gordon, I think, has had a moment. Yep. Daniel, where were you in the F5 race? And the 2 Mercedes now coming close together through Luffield and Stowe. What's Stowe? What am I saying? Closely following each other along here. Into Maggots now at the moment. And coming out at the exit, also known as Beckett. Great exit there by Aaron. The Wolf closing in on his prey. And he overtakes Nora, the Tub Toaster. What a strange name. Further back up the field, the Red Bull is chasing the McLarens. Into the Vale chicane, no overtaking there. To be very brave, but that's a good exit by the Red Bull. And Dean Stone quietly having a good race here. And David is overtaken. Freddie is overtaken Mark as well. And Dean taking a bit of a wider line to get a better exit. Will that pay dividends for him? It doesn't look to be doing so. However, here comes Mr. Anderson. And here comes Hamilton into left field. Doesn't make the move, just elects to stay closely behind. However, will be shot here of the top four, all very close to one another. We're going to see these two go right into cops side by side. We've seen this drama before. And Freddie goes miles off the track there. And Dean right now going with him in Magnussen back. It's Charlie Gordon with a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Tub Toaster and Mara Tab fighting further down the field for P6. Not a whole lot happening here. The top four kind of having their own little race at the moment, but Freddie's just kind of dropped off the pace ever so slightly. Well, there's quite a few behind now. There's big DRS train forming as Charlie Gordon is retired in the pits from the sprint. That'll bring Luis Favegero up to 40%. He disappeared, pointing start. Bjorn Ramesson in the pits. Mr. Dowd Steck in the other Red Bull this evening. Just kind of running out of pace here, just drifting away from DRS. And Maratab closing in here on the Tub Toaster. And what a great exit he's gotten there. And this is going to be a very, very straightforward overtake. Further up the field, Freddie Hamilton is dropping as Aaron Stone almost kills him going very into snow. Still no sign of rain yet in this sprint race of F4. Side by side into the Veo chicane. We've seen this before. Oh, there's a bit of a contact there between Hamilton and Stone. And that was a bit of a through goes Hamilton moment just in the wrong car. Sweaty checking with a 3-second time penalty. And Freddie, who started off this race so promising, is all the way down to P. Where is he? P5. And there's a bit more. This Top Toaster is a bit of a moment there at Lovefield. Not Lovefield, sorry. Started straight. Daniel now getting involved in this. Oh, as Remco's been spun there. Was that a bit too ambitious from the Dutch driver? Interesting one. I think that would be down as a racing incident, but it is what it is. We keep on moving as we're into lap 6 of 9 here. As we see the shark closing in on his prey. And Freddie Hamilton must have wing damage or something. Because he's had such a good start. He's just been dropping back ever since. I think he does. Yes, he's missing a front left end plate, which would explain his poor pace in the second half of this sprint race. What? Okay, that was interesting. Jaden up to P8, let's go. Carl Whiteside up to P9. As the two papayas are still playing games with one another. Not being reflective of real life here, just leaving the rest of the field out to cold, out to dry. Tubbs Toaster and Freddy now fighting is Freddy just dropping like a stone because of that wing damage, unfortunately for them. Few laps to go here in this sprint race, and then we're going to do it all over again with a one-shot quali and a main race. Freddy trying his best here to kind of keep Nora in ahead, which is so difficult with that wing damage. Jaden getting involved at all here as Maritab gets up to P10 now. So, penultimate lap of this race, heading into the final lap of the sprint. Tyron's leading the way by 4 seconds now as Aaron and Dean Stone. I just realised it's the Stones and then one half of the Ambrose is leading the way. There's races within races beginning to develop here. Carl Whiteside having a disappointing sprint for him. I expected more. He's a relatively quick and clean driver. As here we go here. And it looks like it will be David Ann to cross the line in P1 for the sprint. It's a McLaren 1-2. Next across the line will be the Mercedes of Aaron Stone. Dean Stone closely following behind. Mr. Tub Toaster in P5. Freddie Hamilton after that unfortunate wing damage, P6. His teammate Darren Steck in P7, Carl Whiteside in P8, Jaden Carpenter in P9, Daniel, very quiet race for him in P10, New Shade Mabs in P11, Remco in P12, Louis Saligero will go up to P12 because of Remco's penalty, and Bjorn is the last one. There is your provisional standings. If there's any reports are made, obviously that will be done after the race. But for now, it is McLaren domination with another one-shot qualifying coming up. As one-shot qualifying is underway now for the main races. Carl Whiteside's retired. And we're right on board here with Mr. Mark Anderson as he's going through Sector 1 here. As Dawid Sek left the session, let's get him back in. Into Cops corner here, lovely to see the sun out. Now diving into Maggott and Beckett. And positions changing all over the place here. Freddie Hamilton challenging for pole. So is David, so is Mark. Jaden Carpenter in third now at the moment. This is interesting. Everyone really at the same part of the track here, so it's going to be hard to see who's really competing here for pole until the end. We will ride on board with Mark as he is apparently the first guy, or the first person first, and he has gone first. Daniel disqualified. So it'll be a McLaren 1-2. Jaden Carpenter in P3. Wowee. Well, anyway, so you got Mark, then David, then Jaden, then Freddie, then Aaron, then Dean, Luis, Charlie, Bjorn. Then Dawid didn't set a time. Remco, Carl, Nora, Martab, and Daniel all not setting a time. And it is quite overcast here. We'll see how much of a part that plays on this evening's proceedings. And we have a few red lights up on the track for the second time in F4. They are away in racing. Luis Salazar gets a drive-through penalty. We see a Mercedes there. I think of Aaron Stone getting off to a strange start here. Nobody really challenging there. Freddie up to P3, Jaden down to P4, Luis down to P7, Charlie up to P6, and there's a few other fighters down the field. Dawid back in the lobby, and he's making moves already, and he's been clipped from behind, potentially by the VCAB or the Mercedes. McLaren's getting away quite easily there. Freddie Hamilton in third, Jaden Carpenter in fourth. It is McLaren, Red Bull, then Ferrari, and a random Williams has just entered the chat. Chlorine Pilot in P6 at the moment there, and Steck in P7. Remco, after the qualifying ban, up to P8. Good start from them. Martab and Luis fighting further down the field. Let's have a look at the tyre strategies. So the top three all on the softs, then Jaden on the mediums, and Carl, Remco, Martab and Luis and Nora all on the mediums as well. The rest of the field on the softs, nobody started on the hards. Remco dropping here, I think he's had a moment, he's mowing the grass. As we see Tubbs Toaster into the pits. as Marx is the fastest lap of the race, and then the Alpine as well of Lewis also into the pits. So they're going to be hanging out for a safety car. It is overcast, so there is a chance of rain. It was raining F5 in the second half of the race. And it is back to being a McLaren battle, which it has been all the case in F4 and F5. Freddie Hamilton trying his best to stay within DRS, but he's struggling to do so. He does have DRS though for now. Go lap 3 of 26. David's taking the fastest lap of the race, getting more and more darker, more clouds forming. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. That was potentially Dowd. No, further down the field, I think. It's Remco as he's taking out a brake marker board for some reason. Tub Toaster back into the pits yet again. Remco also at a 3-second time penalty now for track limits. These two going very, very close to each other in Cops Corner. Mark staying with David into Maggots to Beckett's. Getting a much better exit there. Still no sign of or threat of the rain. I think there's a bit of sunshine coming through here. And Mark Anderson, just like that, up to P1. Further down the field, Dowd and Carl and Maritab and Charlie all fighting, all very close to each other as they go into the Vale chicane. We see someone else dive into the pits there. Oh, as the Ferrari's been killed. Also the Alpine, Carl's been killed, so that is all ended for now. Bjorn Ramison up to P8. Remco is retired from the session. Please do not leave this lobby, Remco, you'll break it. We are approaching almost 20% race distance here. Jaden making moves here on Freddie up to P3. Is this Jaden Carpenter's day? Is Jaden Carpenter going to be challenging for a podium or potentially even a win here? Dean Stone showing some good pace as well. Bit of a train forming now. Well, it's only 3 cars, but these are getting very, very close to each other here. As Freddie and Jaden going side by side into left field. Freddie backs out of it just for now. And he's going to mount another attack soon enough. Hasn't got a whole lot of battery left. Jaden's got a small bit more. Charlie with a 3-second time penalty for track limits. First driver of the day. I think Remco had one, but Jaden here, 3 seconds off the pace of the leaders at the moment. And he's got stiff competition though from the Red Bull behind him. Carl Whiteside into the pits. He must have a bit of damage to his car. Yep, he is indeed changing his front wing. Aaron Stone after such a good start. All the way down to P11. His brother Dean Stone, though, currently riding in 5th, and Freddie Hamilton Dean almost making contact with the rear wing of Freddie's car, and these two have been battling all race long. Freddie and Jaden going down the old pit straight into Cobb's corner, not side by side though. All clean so far from these two. Still happening on here, very, very close. Is there a chance of rain is the question. It's been very overcast in Silverstone. And these three putting on a good display for so far. As we're approaching just under 1/3 race distance. Yellow flag in sector 1. It looks like to be Bjorn Ramazson who's gone off the track, mowing the grass. As these two going through Koff's corner now again. As Mark just goes a bit wide there, just due to the dirty air. David in front. And now Jaden leading the way, but he's 4 seconds off the drift now. And here we see a move for the lead. And just like that, Mr. Anderson into P1. Further down the field, Charlie and David fighting. Daniel and Maritiv fighting also. As we enter into lap 8 of 26. Still no safety car yet. There's no safety car now. 5 already started. There's a VSC after Faizan killed Sustag. But that was it. What is F5 without Faizan killing somebody? Traditions. As Bjorn is gone, I think he's gone in the pits. And that is him done for this evening. We are down to 13 drivers in F4. And further up the field, more moves are happening for the lead here. We're just going to stay on board with this battle between Daniel and Maritab as the old hanger straight. A DRS assisted overtake well before the braking zone there of Stone. And that is that done there as Dowett and Charlie are fighting now going down to the Vale chicane. As Dowett makes a bit of contact with the Haas in front of him. And further back up the field, Freddie Hamilton still very close to the back of Jaden Carpenter's car, and he's closely challenged behind as well by Dean Stone. So 3 to 5 wide open at this moment as the McLarens are just racing off into the distance. Tell me Remco just hasn't left the lobby. And David keeping is setting the pace very nicely here at the moment. But here comes Mark Anderson with DRS yet again, very, very close to the back of him. Isn't close enough though to make a move. Both drivers with loads of battery left. Jaden has a lot of competition behind him. They've kind of dropped Dean ever so slightly. A bit of breathing room between Dean and Freddie. However, not much breathing room between Freddie and Jaden. That last elusive podium spot. Further up the field, these two getting very close to one another yet again. Some shades of Norris and some Piastri here between these two. Real life F1 is on as well at the moment. I think maybe pre-practice 2 is just finished. We're in Jeddah this weekend, where I think everyone just wants Oscar to win at this point, don't we? And Dean now finally getting past Freddie. Big gap though behind us. Did Freddie have a moment there? Now Jaden, this is his chance to shine here because the mediums are really going to be faster now than those softs. So now is the time to push if you are the Englishman. He's got some exams coming up later on this year. He'll be fine. He'll be absolutely fine. The best of luck to everyone sitting their GCSEs and A-levels and high school exams in this time of the year. As the top two yet again switching positions. As Mark into the pits, David staying out. So the soft runners beginning to change tyres already. No rain either, so this is purely strategic. Daniel also into the pits. So, and Mark, interesting enough, has put the mediums on here. So, yeah, with the mediums, will go to the end of the race, it'll be fine. And Daniel also the same thing. The interesting conundrum is, in real life, would it be a soft medium? I don't think so. Louis getting past the recently pitted Daniel. As we're almost approaching race distance, just 2 laps as we get to that point. David now leading by 7 seconds currently, or just under 7 seconds. I'm assuming he's going to be coming in to stick on the medium tyres in just the last time. So a few seconds time, and indeed he is into the pits. No speeding in the pit lane there. Nicely done. Freddie up to P3 as him and David and Dean are fighting. Dean now into the pits as well. Freddie electing to stay out one more lap, I'm assuming. Trying the overcut here. Jaden Carpenter into P1. This is Jaden's first time ever leading a race. It's great stuff from you, sir. Needs to really get some daylight between himself and the McLarens now, though. Doesn't want to come out into any traffic either. And not a whole lot separating the two McLarens, even though they pit on different laps. And you see Charlie, Maritab and Dawid still fighting between them, the three of them squabbling along here. Freddie and Jaden all in their own races at the moment currently. Now a safety car would do Jaden the world of good here. It would just make this race so much more interesting. Someone crashing across the safety car. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Silverstone not really a track known for safety cars, kind of like Imola in that respect, where, you know, because it's just such a big open circuit, it's designed for large cars to be racing here. So, yeah, as Freddie into the pits to get rid of his softs. Dawid into the pits as well to get rid of his softs. And there will be a small. Will there be a small double stack here? There is a small double stack. As Charlie gets the very second time adding for track limits. It's currently a Ferrari 1-2. As the top three all started off on the medium tyres. And the real delta to be looking at here is the distance to the leader. At the moment, David and Mark just really taking chunks of time out of this lap here. As Carl Whiteside gets the 3-second time penalty on this delta. We're looking at just under 15.5 seconds for the two McLarens to the leader, so they're going to be having about a 10-second gap when Jaden does eventually pit at this rate. And that is just creeping down every single lap. And Jaden will be quicker, that's the only thing though. Every single corner is creeping down. As Mark and David yet again fighting. Or should we say, they're not really even fighting, they're just letting each other pass. Dean and Louis fighting though, that's for sure real. And now Mark has taken over a second out of Jaden in the last lap alone, so those old mediums really losing a lot of pace to these new mediums. Freddie into the pits. His day's gone from bad to worse. And he's sticking on. I think he's changing his wing, is he? Yep, he is repairing his wing indeed. And that's as it stands. Mark is taking 2 seconds out of David or Jaden's time. Assistance to Jaden. Jaden's real opponent here is Dean Stone, and Dean is gaining as well. Here comes David just being that past there and Mark again. But as Jaden does enter into the pits finally, and we're going to see now where he comes out. I'm assuming he's going to come out around P5. The question is, I don't think Dean's even near him. Charlie also just picks Maritab there next to stay out. David goes fastest without anybody. And I think Dean's just going to be a few seconds off. But he may be close to Charlie. Maybe close to both of them. It is indeed. Isn't all that far off. Interesting now. As Luis Saligiero into the bits. So Jaden, you've got 17 seconds to make up. In reality, you don't. You've got about 13 seconds to make up. Maritab's just holding out for a safety car at this point in time. Interesting enough, Maritab has the chance to do the best thing ever here and just try and hold these two McLarens up for a little while to make this race interesting. That would be fun. I think Carl is the first person I've seen to use the hard tyres all weekend long so far, as these two yet again swapping positions. I don't think anyone's used it in F5. And Maritab does not do the funniest thing ever and stay out and hold these guys up. And order is resumed here now as the whole field has indeed pitted. But hold on a second here. Is Jaden going to get past Maritab? It's going to be very close between these two. I'm assuming, yeah, no, never mind. Well, where does he come out here? Because he might be coming up behind Dowd at this point. It's just about not. So Dowd Steck will just be behind the Pakistani driver. And Williams are running 4-5, McLaren are running 1-2, Ferrari is running in P3 at the moment. Jaden with the fastest tyres and some of the freshest tyres on the track. Really has to get his finger out here if he wants to try and catch up here with just over 10 laps to go. Over a second lap he has to gain. He has to gain every single corner here. Massive gains required as these two fighting yet again. And with the assist of DRS, they just keep swapping positions. Not holding each other up, not fighting with each other, not losing time to each other. This is really going to hurt the opposition behind. Jaden is gaining as David is the fastest lap of the race. Jaden is gaining. He's not gaining as much time as we hope for him. Actually losing time now, would you believe? As Jaden does have the fastest lap of the race into the 1:28 we go. These two getting very close to one another yet again here. However, nothing else really happening at this point in the race. The two Williams getting close to each other as well. There'll be no team orders there today. As we have 12 drivers remaining, so everybody is in the points. Freddie Hamilton is having an absolute nightmare of a race by the looks of it. And yet again, these two just swapping positions. As they enter into lap 18 and 26. The two Williams is now swapping positions. Another DRS assisted overtake by the looks of it. Daniel having one of those signature performances where he just quietly keeps pulling away at the lead, just dropping down the time every corner, staying out of trouble. That's his specialty. If I was to say what was Daniel's greatest gift in sim racing, it's definitely staying out of trouble. He just knows where to place the car to not to lose a front wing, should we say. Something's gotten quite good at. two very close to one another. Dean Stone, his first season in the Ero, this is quite a nice addition, himself and his brother. And the top two switching positions yet again. Only 2 drivers with penalties so far, that's good to see. Half the grid in F5 at a penalty by the end of the race. As I say that, Charlie Gordon gets another 3-second time penalty for track limits. There's just a handful of laps to go here, and the rain clouds starting to get heavier. It's getting more and more overcast here. Will the rain come at the end of the race? That is the question we're all asking. And it's just spice up this race up a bit. Jaden keeping his delta around 12 seconds here. Hasn't really made much headway with those soft tires. And Daniel and Dean just kind of keeping between their own little race as well, with Charlie waiting in the wings along with Marita. I just don't know what happened to Freddie Hamilton here. He must have had 2 or 3 wing changes. And yet again with DRS, these two just overtaking each other. Which is a big reason why Jaden isn't really able to gain all that much. Like, these two are clearly working in tandem. I think they're in the same party as well, according to Darryl. Clever enough not to make the move here. And again, you're going to see another DRS assisted overtake. And you can just see how this just helps them pull away from Jaden. Jaden's lost like 6/10 in that lap. Maybe over half a second lost in that lap. Daniel, our third driver of the day, with a 3-second time penalty for track limits. It's really going to derail him now. It's going to stick him all the way down to like P8, P7. As these four still relatively close to each other, as Dean does overtake Daniel. And Daniel and Dean still fighting along side by side down to the chicane they go. Maritabali sticking his nose in it, looking to cause a bit of chaos like he did in F5. And he goes up to P5. Daniel down 2 positions, now down to P6. As this, a bit of action finally comes our way in F4. And you see Darren Steck, Red Bull in the background. Well, as well. Daniel was a bit of a moment there, goes wide off the track. So Dean gave a bit of a sitting duck here to Maritip, and he gets the move done. Smithfield, all good. What are we seeing now? We're seeing, well, this is the main battle on the track between these four. And here comes Charlie Gordon down the inside. And gets that move done on Daniel. Daniel dropping a lot of places now. He's got the oldest and hardest tires of anyone in this cohort. Which is really not helping him. Maritab's gone. He's checked out. Pushing on up here. Can he catch Jaden? I don't think so. You have to gain over 2 seconds a lap. It's not possible. Unless Jaden has a big moment. As we head into the final quarter of this race. And Charlie Gordon and Dean Stone fighting now. Further down the field, Aaron Stone riding in 10th, all by his lonesome. Luis Saligero all by his lonesome as well. Freddie Hamilton too. So we've got a few people on islands. This is what happens if the safety car doesn't come out. And surprise, surprise, for the 22nd time in this race, the McLarens will swap positions. It's just 4 laps to go now. If winner finishes the race, who does get points, it is important to know. Currently, the fastest lap is going to... No. It is going to Jaden, actually, yeah, because he was on the stops, wasn't he? So back to the great recovery drive, about 10 places. Daniel up 8 as well. Aaron down 5, Luis down 4, Freddie though, biggest loser, down 8. P1 and P2 really remaining unchanged as of now. I think we've seen this before all too many times. That's good showing from McLaren guys, the showing pace. Clearly enjoying the racing at the moment. So it's a McLaren 1-2, a Ferrari 3-4, and a Haas in 5th. Everyone's car is just kind of running on fumes by the sounds of it. It sounds like they're really not maxing those revs out. Apparently in the new F1 game, sounds are going to be improved. That was something they stressed about. As there's a yellow flag in sector 1 here. Hard to say what that was for, but apparently sounds are to be improved. And I really hope they improve the sound of the Ferrari. It just sounds like it's in a muffled tunnel or something. It just sounds horrible. A few tracks being scanned into the game as well, such as Bahrain and Melbourne. I think Australia as well, potentially. Definitely Bahrain and Melbourne are scanned into the game now, which is good to see. Makes things a bit new and fresh, and big graphics overhaul apparently going. That's going to be good to see as well. It is a shame that we will lose a lot of the PS4 drivers, if not all. But Dowd Steck with a 3-second time penalty. There's 4 drivers now in the penalty accumulation team thing. Anyway, now interesting enough, these two didn't swap positions. So are they going to be fighting towards the end of the race? Battery wise, they're both pretty stacked. As we're entering into the penultimate lap here, David looks like a bit of a snap of oversteer there. Jaden still riding by his lonesome with his teammate in close pursuit. As these two guys, for the second last time, when we're in sector 1 here, we're in Chapel. Then the old pit straight, here they go, the national pit straights, this is also known as, into Cops. And they're still very close to one another. And just like that, David's taken the lead of this race up to this point now. And there's a bit of a moment there for Mark, and that's going to compromise him. He's going to drop back ever so slightly as they enter into the final lap of this race. Where you'd have to think it's all the play for between these two. Both drivers with loads of battery left. And for one of the last times Mark is going to have DRS here. Does he make the move now or later is the question. It looks like he's going for it now. Into Luffield, just backs out of it. Side by side they go though. And Mark's just going to stay behind just for now. Both drivers still with a lot of battery. Mark just turning in that ever so earlier, which gave him a bit of an advantage there. As we see this now go down to the wires, they go into Maggots and eventually the exit, which is known as Beckett's. And this is his chance here. If Mark wants to win this race, this is the it. And he's gaining and he's gaining. Oh, there's a bit of contact there as David just moves to the inside. There's a lot of argy-bargy here between these two. Finally, this race is heated up as they're racing down to the Vale of Chicane. Mark Anderson's going to have it, but David Ann with a switchback. And he's just taken out his teammate. And David's going to let Mark have the win. Just for some naughty racing there at the end, giving us something to talk about. Ooh la la. Wow, that was an interesting end. Jaden Carpenter will take a podium. Congratulations to you. So it's a McLaren 1-2, Ferrari 3-4, Williams 5-6. Oh, we're never going to hear that in real life. That's all she wrote, folks, for F4. F2 is live tomorrow evening at 6:30. May clash with qualifying in real life, I think, but you know, we'll see what happens there. Just to round out the final standings before Stewart qualifying. Stewart fightings, Mark Anderson P1, David Ann in P2, Jaden Carpenter in P3. Congratulations to you lads. Then Dean Stone in P4, Maritab Ali in P5 evening, and a lovely Easter if we don't see you between now and next week.